back of the rim. Garnett on the slam. Using Curry way downtown. Oh, what a shot from Curry.
No smooth ad intro today, I just gotta get this out of the way first. Thanks to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. SeatGeek is the amazing app that provides you with the easiest way to buy tickets for almost any kind of event, which would most likely be sports related for you all. The app pulls tickets from all over the web and has them in one place to make purchasing one for your event really easy, and it also assures you'll be getting the best value for your ticket. While searching for your tickets, each one is ranked with a score from 1 to 100 that lets you know if you're getting a good deal or not for your purchase. On top of that, the app also provides you with the detailed view of what you would see from your seat before you even get there, which is extremely helpful. If you're interested in downloading this app, the links will be in both the comment section and highlighted in the description. If you're still on the fence, consider using my promo code DOM2K to get $20 off your first purchase. Alright, so I found out that this is just gonna bother me until I do it. Like, I was really trying to just stay away from this game, put it behind me, but it's gonna bother me until I go and look at this fourth quarter and pretty much just explain what happened, how the Rockets wound up losing this game. Like, it's just gonna keep eating at me until I do it. So let's go ahead and go through it. The Rockets actually started this quarter up by 7 points. It looked as if they were gonna pull away because, again, nobody really had the momentum in this game, but by this point, when they had got some separation, it seemed like they might finally be able to do it. The game was ending. We were looking towards a game 7, and then this happens.
Everyone stops at the three-point line now in advantage situations.
Iguodala, three-pointer. That's good. Andre Iguodala with 17.
So Iguodala had been hitting three-pointers the entire night. Like, all of a sudden, he's just sniping. He can hit it, but like, man, now this guy's just sniping. For whatever reason, Chris Paul is matched up on Klay Thompson on this play. Very heads-up play by Golden State to just go ahead and throw it down low, which draws PJ Tucker down there because obviously that's probably going to be 2 points because of the size difference. And look who is standing wide open. Now, ideally on this play, once Chris Paul went down here, well, the Houston was kind of got either way right here because you see you have Clint Capella matched up on Draymond Green, who is not having a great season from three-point just in general. So on this play, maybe you would have wanted Capella to slide over and grab Andre Iguodala, but then you probably have Draymond Green dive right down the middle for an easy layup, depending on what happens with the help on the weak side. If the weak side were to help on a Draymond Green dive right here, assuming that Capella did slide over, you would have probably still ended up with like a Quinn Cook three-pointer or a Sean Livingston layup, depending on who helps. But yeah, Golden State kind of had points right here either way because of the Chris Paul mismatch. So, but see, little things like this are big. Little things like this is why Houston lost. Very little things like Chris Paul being matched up untimely on Klay Thompson in the post. The way Golden State moves the ball, they were going to capitalize on that, and Houston was not going to be able to pull away.
Won game 5 in Oakland. Then they pull out game 6. Curry gets to the basket. Nobody there.
This play right here, oh my goodness. In the fourth quarter, Golden State just feasted on Houston with the pick and roll between Draymond Green and Steph Curry. So what they're going to do right here is Green actually fakes the screen, which completely throws Houston off. Comes right up here, moves out of the way. That allows Steph Curry to beat Chris Paul without the screen even being used. Now, the thing is, if you noticed throughout the series, Houston was switching a lot. And right here, for whatever reason, there was just miscommunication. Chris Paul and Tucker just weren't on the same page here because it looked like they didn't know if they wanted to switch or not. So by the time Chris Paul was beat, PJ Tucker hadn't switched. But you know what really makes me mad about this play? Look at James Harden. This is what really aggravates me. You have Sean Livingston all the way out here on the perimeter. Sean Livingston, you don't ever guard a Sean Livingston 3 regardless. But all James Harden does for help right here is he just swipes at the ball. Just a small left-handed swipe. When you have a non-3-point shooter standing all the way out here, multiple feet behind the 3-point line, if you're James Harden, you've got to show harder than this. You've got to step in there, get in front of Steph Curry. You've got to help a lot harder than that since the defense broke down on the other side on that pick and roll action. But James Harden, all he did, just a pathetic swipe. Eric Gordon didn't help. They just watched Steph Curry roll right down the lane. This was just total miscommunication by the Houston defense. But let me show you something else, because this is what makes Golden State so hard to defend, especially when they have Kevin Durant on the floor. So you notice while the screen action is going on between Curry and Draymond Green over here, you also have a screen going on between Jerebko and Klay Thompson. The reason that's beautiful is because that occupies the attention of both Eric Gordon and Clint Capella. You see, Capella can't just slide over and help on this Steph Curry drive because he knows he's got to come out here on Klay Thompson. So there were some mistakes here by Houston, but Golden State also, this is the stuff they do all the time. This is why they are so superior. This is just simple stuff. that works so well for the people they have on their roster. Action going on both sides of the court, and you can't pay too much attention to anybody. Wide open layup. Still a lot of mistakes there by Houston.
Curry long distance, that's a three. Steph Curry his second.
This is totally Clint Capella's fault, and Mike D'Antoni was right to light him up the way he did after this play. This is just being aware of who you're guarding. This is more pick and roll action between Curry and Green. It's well understood Houston switched a lot throughout the series, but oh my goodness, bro, look. This is Steph Curry you're guarding. You cannot just stay at the three-point line. That's not... Curry's range extends farther than that. Clint Capella didn't bother to come out. He just stayed... He just guarded the three-point line. That's not enough against Curry. That is not enough. You got to understand that man's gravity. Little things like that. Little things. This is how Houston lost the game. This is why I'm so frustrated. I did want to point out something here also on the weak side, because this is just more of what Golden State does. You notice that before the screen, Sean Livingston, he cuts in towards the basket. And this is just Golden State setting up. This is like if one thing doesn't work, they have options here because you have the Steph Curry 3 since Clint Capella didn't step up. But say for whatever reason, somebody was able to dive here. Say that Draymond Green was able to get a dive here, which of course Eric Gordon had him covered, so he didn't. But if that would have happened, or if Curry would have found penetration to the rim, if he would have beat Clint Capella or whatever, in any scenario that either of those two get going towards the basket with the ball, you got Livingston standing right here, and you got PJ Tucker ready to help. This is the type of play where you see Golden State often get alley-oops, and it'll normally happen with like a Draymond Green. Like say Draymond Green was able to get by Eric Gordon here. This is where Draymond Green drives to the basket and just throws a simple flip pass up for an alley. You see him do that all the time throughout the Golden State season.
Harden, bad pass. Iguodala knocked it away. Paul got hit in the eye. Livingston drives, left-handed, banks it home. It's a tie.
This is a horrible pass by James Harden. This is a horrible idea. This is why I got frustrated with Houston during the series, because I feel like just by design, there's so much dribbling going on. There's so much ISO in their sets that you get in position for issues like this. Just check it out. This is Steph Curry playing James Harden with how many fouls at this point? 3 or 4 fouls? Now, of course, the defense is completely keyed in on James Harden. You've got Sean Livingston right here, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green is looking at him like he's not going to get through this. He's not going to just drive through that. But ideally what would have happened here, because you see the way Curry is trying to cut off his left hand right here, James Harden could have came down just a little bit and had Chris Paul maybe try to curl in, just get closer to get the ball, or even drive in to the right, draw the attention of Klay Thompson, and have Eric Gordon just slide down a little bit. If Eric Gordon starts sliding down and Klay Thompson is fully keyed in on James Harden, this is probably going to put Draymond Green in position where he's got to make a decision. At that point, Draymond Green is probably going to want to cut off an Eric Gordon 3, which will then have Clint Capella driving towards the rim. Just little ways that you can put Golden State's defense in rotation from the way it's set up right here. But instead, he literally tries to just make a pass over Steph Curry. And this is also a heads-up play by Iguodala. These are the little things I always say. People said that Iguodala didn't matter last year when he was missing. This is why I said people totally ignore just the little things he does. But that was also just a terrible pass. It's the little things, man. It's the little things that cost them this game.
And it's back to a 2-point lead. Curry to the basket. Nice soft bounce for Steph Curry.
This confuses me about Houston right here. It seems like they didn't really know whether they were switching or whether they were just going to stay at home or go over the screens the whole game. Like it's like they just kept on changing, and it cost them in moments like this. Now, this is more pick and roll action between Steph Curry and Draymond Green. This time, Draymond Green slips the screen. And again, you see how late PJ Tucker is right here? It's like he didn't know whether they were actually going to switch or whether it was to go over. So by this point, the reason I bring that up is because maybe he was just trying to show himself to Curry long enough for Paul to recover, which didn't happen in this scenario. But this was a bucket for Golden State either way. He had Paul beat, Harden slides in. Nobody had Draymond Green covered right here. This was an easy pass or a floater from Steph Curry. He could really just choose right here, and that was just a tough floater he made. That was a hell of a shot. But that pick and roll between Curry and Green, that's why the Warriors kept going to it, because it confused the living hell out of Houston. You could tell they just they didn't know how to respond, and they didn't know what they wanted to do to cover it. Also, if you look at the other side, he had Livingston too. He had Livingston because it looks like they were maybe going to set screens for Klay Thompson here, but Klay Thompson gets out to the wing. That drives Eric Gordon away from the paint. So yeah, James Harden was just in no man's land here. This was either a layup for Green, Livingston, or just a shot from Curry. Houston's defense was just totally unprepared for that attack.
For not shooting that, that's the right basketball play.
We haven't had any points in 3 minutes. And that drought ends right there. Draymond Green.
This play right here is the variation of what I was just talking about earlier. I didn't realize it was coming. When Green is able to just lob a pass into the paint off a screen and roll, Golden State does this all season. So this is another pick and roll between Curry and Green. Green again slips the screen, but this time they blitz Curry because they started trapping him quite a bit in this game. But Curry seems like he was ready for that. He immediately flips the pass over to Green, and that immediately, just like so many times you see throughout the season with teams opposing big men, this just put Clint Capella in absolute no man's land. He has to come out and show for Green, or else that's an open layup. And Green just puts the pass right in the pocket for Kevin Looney. Easy bucket. Houston had no clue what to do against screen action with Curry and Green.
Boy, anxious moments for the Rockets fans. So many on their feet right now. Curry launches a three-pointer. Puts it in. Steph Curry from downtown.
This is the play that ended the game. When this shot went in, I just sat there and I said, oh my God, because I realized at that point Houston had really blown it. They were not going to a game 7. I knew at this exact moment. And again, Golden State just went to their bread and butter. Green is again going to slip the screen. And you can tell right here, this is in response to that trap. Because the play I showed you before, they trapped Steph Curry. PJ Tucker looks like he's coming out the trap again. That leaves Draymond Green wide open. And you could see Houston gearing up for the same exact play right here. You see, as soon as it looked like Draymond Green was going to head towards the basket, Clint Capella already started shifting over. Kevon Looney would have probably went towards the basket. That would have been an easy layup again. But instead, this time, and again, that didn't just get Clint Capella. You see, look where PJ Tucker is. He was getting set up for that same thing, a Draymond Green roll to the rim. But this is just beautiful. This is Golden State adjustments. He gets it, hands it right back off. Chris Paul is completely beat on the play. I'm not sure what he was waiting for right here, but he's totally beat. And Steph Curry, for him, this is all the space in the world for him. Look where Chris Paul and look where PJ Tucker are by the time that Steph Curry gets into his form. This is all the time in the world for him. A simple handoff. And that's game, basically.
Curry on the drive, gets past, layup, bank shot is good. Steph Curry.
PJ Tucker getting beat on this play pretty much destroyed Houston. This is just Steph Curry, just his individual talent right here. He gets by him. And what were you to really do if you were Houston? This was either a Steph Curry layup, it was a layup for somebody else, or it was going to be a shot. Check it out. So by this point, Curry gets to the rim. Harden, I mean, he may as well have not even helped at all, to be honest with you. Like, he just kind of walked over there. But if he would have helped even earlier, that would have just probably been an Iguodala 3. Iguodala was hot. He was a hot hand in this game, so he'd have probably just knocked it down if Harden would have helped harder. So then you might ask, well, why doesn't Eric Gordon help harder then? He's got Draymond Green in the corner, and you'll bet on a Draymond Green 3. But you see what happens here. I'm pretty sure that if Eric Gordon would have helped harder, Draymond Green would have probably cut into the basket right here. Because Eric Gordon's got his head turned, so Draymond Green very well could have easily darted to the basket. To stop that layup, you would have probably seen Clint Capella roll over there to get in the way of Green, and that's where Green would have just lobbed up a pass for Kevon Looney. So right there, Golden State had options. Once PJ Tucker was beat, I mean, that was basically it. I don't really know what Houston could have done to, besides PJ Tucker not getting beat on this play. I'm not really sure what else could have been done there. And that's all created by the gravity of Steph Curry. Because look how far PJ Tucker has to pick him up. You don't want to ever have to pick somebody up this far, but you know Curry will pull from there, and a 3 right now probably in the game. So he's got to go out all the way up there, and that's just what's so underrated about Steph Curry's game. People don't consider when they're ranking him against other point guards, you got to consider he can drive and he can finish too. So if you're going to play him all the way out there in his shooting range, you've basically lost this play. Again, this is just more of Steph being Steph. Nothing to really break down here. This was actually pretty good defense by Tucker, but I mean, what the hell are you going to do when a guy can hit these kind of shots?
Curry surrounded, finds Draymond Green. Green to the basket, kicks it out of Iguodala. Thompson for 3. Bang! Klay Thompson from downtown. It's a 6-point lead. Timeout Rockets.
So this is where the game officially ended. That other 3 earlier where I said that was the end, that was kind of the dagger. That's what gave them so much space, the space to keep making this a multiple possession game. But this was really the end. So one more bread and butter play for the Warriors, trying to get to the pick and roll with Green, or pick action with Green. And Houston, they trap him. This sets up the same play Golden State does all season, but this time, because they can clearly see where this is going, this is going to be a Green lob to Kevon Looney if Capella commits. But this time what you see is James Harden steps in, so he can't do that, because if you throw this lob to Looney now, Harden's going to break that up. Brilliant read by Draymond Green. Instead of just trying to challenge Capella, he hits Harden's guy. He hits Iguodala in the corner. And then brilliant pass by Iguodala, because instead of shooting that 3, which we really could have seen happening, he was hot. He notices Chris Paul is coming to help on him, and look who's open. The last guy next to Steph on the goddamn planet you want to be open in this situation. And if you look at a little bit of what created this play, I mean, Chris Paul's got his back turned to Klay Thompson, which, I mean, you don't want to happen, but you also don't really want an Iguodala corner 3 to end the game because he was hot. But really, what I don't like here is PJ Tucker was really kind of slow to recover from this trap attempt on Steph Curry. Eric Gordon is back there with Curry, so PJ Tucker's got to get back into the play. And I guess maybe he was going to go for a potential rebound off of a Capella block here, but that really cost them, because when it went to Iggy, Tucker was still stuck out here. So nobody was even in the vicinity of Klay Thompson. They had to make a mad dash to get back to him. And yeah, it's a game of inches. It's a game of seconds. If PJ Tucker had recovered to Klay Thompson just a little bit quicker, maybe allowed Chris Paul to just go ahead and take Andre Iguodala, honestly, that would have probably been the better situation to happen here. I mean, it was a gamble, because clearly PJ Tucker was thinking right here that Draymond Green was about to go up for that shot and get it blocked, and that there was going to be a rebound there. That's clearly what was on Tucker's mind right there. And this is just Golden State brilliance. Great read by Draymond, great read by Andre, and Klay Thompson only needs a little bit of daylight. I mean, Houston recovered to him kind of nicely, but Klay's the type of guy, if he has his feet set, and if he's alone just a split second longer than he's supposed to be, the game's over, and the series is over. So if you want to see me talk about the legacy part of all this, which is basically part 2 to the video I did here on this channel a couple days ago, you just go to my second channel. I'm going to have it on the end screen so you guys can click on the video, because I did the whole breakdown of that part of the game here, but I just wanted to kind of show you the little things that ended up costing Houston in this fourth quarter. And it cost them a very winnable game, but give Golden State credit too. They're just fucking brilliant, man. This is why they're a dynasty.